What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we're doing a rebuild on Madden 20. This is not the rebuild I was expecting to start out with for the weekend, but it is. My Green Bay Packers decided that we wanted a quarterback several years early, unless we're planning on getting rid of Rodgers within the next 2 years. I don't know how I feel about this move, but I suppose there could have been a worse pick, even though Patrick Queen was sitting right there, and instead it went to the Ravens. He went to the Ravens, which the last time something similar to that happened where the Packers missed out on a linebacker and the Ravens didn't, it was one pick by Ray Lewis. You know, just one pick behind him for Ray Lewis, Hall of Famer. I can't wait to see if that happens again. But anyways, we did just do the draft. I'll show you the recap of what I wouldn't say I quote-unquote think will happen, but according to Madden's draft and this, we also made a trade-up for a player in the second round, which hopefully maybe makes Rodgers feel a little better, because kind of was cucked on day one, which you make it to the championship round, and you know what you should do? Worry about 4 years from now. Not right now. Just worry about, 3 to 4 years from now. Then maybe, it's win now, not win 4 years from now. Okay, pal? Anyways, like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. But yeah, at least be unique, right? Nope, didn't. Just sold out like a little sleaze. Of course, we forgot to trade up to 26. Didn't need to, and I don't know why we traded up in real life anyways. I mean, was Jordan Love really that guy that you needed to move up 4 spots when no team needed a QB near you? You really think they were going to trade up? I think maybe they were worried that once Patrick Queen went at 28, because it was almost a guarantee that one of the teams, 27-28, was going to take Queen, that it would be clear as day if we don't trade down who we were going to take, maybe. But probably didn't need the trade up. And when you did trade up, Queen, please. We haven't had an athletic linebacker on the inside ever. Just ever. Just, not sense to anyone, just ever. Enough talking, though. The Packers try to redeem themselves with Rodgers, trade up to 12, and land T. Higgins. As a Packers fan, I don't know how I feel about this, because I think the Packers need a little bit more speed. However, in Madden, this is a great pick because he's 21 hidden. He's got plenty of potential. Then in the third round, a little late, apparently Zach Bond's still sitting there, which I don't know if I expect that to happen, but we did see the linebackers slide a bit in real life day one. A lot of teams thought, well, a lot of us thought that guys like Murray and Queen wouldn't even see like pick 20. Murray was probably supposed to go to like 19 to the Raiders, but maybe linebacker slides a little bit more. The Packers go for a slower guy, but an immediate impact at number 2 inside. And then round 4, AJ Green. Of course, in Madden, that's a steal. In real life, that's not bad either. Potentially a steal. And then here, potentially the steal of the draft, Tyree Cleveland, the speedster, coming in late 5th. And then these two guys don't matter because they're terrible. Of course, the question about this one is going to be, when will Love start? And that will be something we can answer hopefully by the end of this. I'm sorry, but can I just fix something here? Like, he's definitely star dev, right? I mean, let's see, let's look around. Is there anyone else I care to change? I mean, I don't see, like, Billy Turner maybe. I don't see a reason for Mr. Preston Smith, who had a really good season, to only be freaking normal. That is harsh. But yeah, I mean, looking at it in real life, I don't even think the Packers are going to be able to land a better draft than we just had. And I'm not even happy at all with what we just had. I think defense is being neglected quite a bit. And I also think, obviously, receiver is going to be neglected. The wide receiver, you can't keep telling yourself, the wide receiver draft is so deep. It's so deep. Have you seen how many first-round wide receivers? How many were there? Like 6? It's not that deep, okay? I mean, there's not that many more wide receivers that are really worth the first 2 rounds, right? Green Bay, you're choking it again. You're choking it again. But hey, we got our QB for the future. Maybe. We took a risk again on a guy we won't even be able to see pay off probably for another 3 years. I don't hate the pick as much as I'm portraying, but God, does it seem too early. It really does. If we were terrible last season, completely agree, fair enough. We made it to the championship round, and you draft a Q freaking B. Aaron Rodgers says, "Hey, coach, we got any plans for the bye week? You cool with that? Can we chill? I'm gonna redo this in terms of Rodgers. Hey, douchebags! Remember when you drafted a quarter? No, I'm sorry, but let's be honest. If this was real, he would definitely be like, so I'm not showing up this week because it's a bye, and if you want to complain about it, I don't care. I'm not gonna answer my phone. See you later, dude." For the bye week thing, if if you choose to get +2 injury, Rodgers at this point, with how injury prone he is, he shouldn't even give him the +2. It should just be just 0. You know, just be happy your injury didn't go down, dude. So Kenny Clark is most likely going to be looking at a contract, and it's going to be something. It's at least going to be $100 million. I hope it's 6 years for $100 million, not 5. But we'll see. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll see. And then Aaron Jones, this is where the problems begin. You have both of your running backs coming off of their rookie contract. Is this a similar situation with the Chargers where the clear-cut #1 favorite gets let go of the backup because of money? I mean, obviously Eckler started pulling away anyways and looked better than Melvin Gordon, but I don't see that happening here with Jamal. But Jamal will, you know, as you can see here, probably will have about half of the demand per year that Mr. Aaron Jones will have. Of course, David Bakhtiari, you lost Bulaga, which fair enough, you kind of had to. The money situation's a little tight, and most importantly, Bulaga is a guy that does have injury concerns, even though he was rock solid, like I was seeing him play last year. You know, it makes sense to maybe let him go. David Bakhtiari, maybe a little bit of injuries, but as far as offensive linemen go, solid as they get. Have to re-sign him. Corey Linsley, it's a center. 2 for $11 is not a bad deal. It's like at the grocery store, maybe. I think Kevin King you let go. Too much of a liability. You do see him go to free agency quite a bit anyways. And most importantly, we drafted A.J. Green. Tim Boyle, the GOAT, probably going to be let go. Raven Green, that's a re-sign for sure. Montravius Adams, probably a 1-year re-sign because we don't really have much outside of him. Tyler Irvin got a re-signing. I don't want to pay him that much, though. I might have to and alter it because I highly doubt we gave him $3 million per year to be basically a special teamer. This is a tough decision with Aaron Jones, though. I mean, I think we can afford it, but just about $10 million per year. I don't know if we're going to do that. That's a lot of money, man. He actually went to free agency. I was actually just about to sign him, too. I think with the things he can do on offense, especially in the receiving game, if we ever decide to actually utilize him properly, I think he's a very solid weapon. And outside of Devontae, easily your #2 option. So I was going to re-sign him, but I couldn't. Suck Up apparently is here. I thought we had Crosby, but I guess not. So we did re-sign Corey Linsley to that 2-year deal. I think you want to try to keep this line intact as much as you can. Get Raven Green in a moment, and then we'll re-sign Montravius to a 1-year, I think. Real question is, how much has Jordan Love developed just sitting backup? Probably a couple of upgrade points here and there, I would imagine. And, wow, what a choke job. 9-7, but here is why I say a choke job. We were like 7-2 at some point or something like that. Lost 4 in a row near the end. Barely won the final 2 and sneak in to the wild card. Let's take a look at the stats. Rodgers, it's already not looking super hot here. 37-87, 28 touchdowns, 10 picks. One of the worst seasons I've seen from him in a sim. Aaron Jones might have done enough to go to superstar, which is going to hurt us even more when we most likely tag him. Receiving, T. Higgins didn't do well. Funches was okay for yards. Receiving situation still quite bad. That's all I can really put on that for a name. Kenny Clark, solid season. Za'Darius, not bad for Madden terms. Not a bad season sack totals for Madden terms. Kirksey, maybe over 100 tackles. You never know. Crosby was utter dog. But, you know, hey, doesn't matter with this team. You just keep on trucking. And we keep messing up with the stupid Andrew. When will I learn? Never. Just never. Devontae at #2. David Bakhtiari wins the Best O-Lineman Award. Jair wins Best Corner Award. So we did get a few awards, which is nice. Here we go, 84 overall to the 80 overall Giants. Probably shouldn't even be in this looking at it. I know technically it is a rebuild because we did have the draft. I probably should have showed you guys the draft, but we also lost a third round for this upcoming draft while trading up to T. Higgins. So, yeah, we're missing a little bit. I think we're missing a third and a fourth coming up here, which is just not something you normally see from the Packers, which is likely going to be a first down trade up from us then, unless we see somebody somehow there try to regain some of those picks we lost. But T. Higgins, not an immediate game changer so far. Wow, Giants instant touchdown. But hopefully a pick that we can stand behind for years to come. Same with Jordan Love. In Madden terms, this is a great pick, Jordan Love. You know, we got a quarterback that we can, well, maybe not a great pick because you're not going to get Rookie of the Year chance. He's going to be on the older side for, you know, a starting youngster. What a game, by the way. And we win 41-38. What a damn game. It's always either one team completely blows the other out or it's an amazing game between Giants and Packers. It's never just like a, you know, 14-point win or anything. It's either 30-point win or a 3-point win. Rodgers, yikes. A little bit of a yikes. I can't believe he threw 87% completion on over 400 yards, yet he threw 2 picks. That's just unlucky. That's unfortunate, man. Receiving, Funches and Adams both with 117 yards. Defensively, not bad picks. James, Bradbury. That's a good decision for the Giants, apparently. Real big thing would be Kirksey getting a dev up. I think that would be a monster because this team is desperately lacking inside linebacker. 84 to the 82 Seahawks. Okay, I mean, be really interesting to see a Super Bowl win here. That's the thing. The Goody and LaFleur wouldn't really lose if Rodgers won a Super Bowl here because obviously winning a Super Bowl in general is great. But if he wins a Super Bowl despite having, you know, we don't know what day 2 is going to look like, obviously a little bit later today, but if he wins a Super Bowl without having that talent, then they look right anyways. They're like, oh, we didn't need to grab a player and we have the future set. We just won a bowl and we have the future set. But if they don't win it, then it's like, well, Rodgers, you're supposed to be this great. Why aren't you able to do it? It's not like the team's that bad. So really, there's no situation where Rodgers really, truly wins. But obviously, even though he has a crazy ego, there's a chance this team actually wins again. Oh, Rodgers, you can't do that. We've got the future sitting behind you. No, we can't. The clock is going to be gone. There's no way that went out of bounds, right? They didn't. Wow, that would have been insane if they had a timeout. 24-28 loss to the Seahawks. Not a shocker by any means. Rodgers choked and threw a pick in the biggest moment. Back-to-back 2-pick performances in the playoffs. I mean, outside of the regular season kind of being trash, this is so damn realistic. Like, it is crazy. I wouldn't say Rodgers necessarily chokes in the postseason, but he's definitely had some bad games in the postseason. At least statistically. You know, you look at the Niners game last season for the playoffs, he was on fire. There was really not much he could have done. He was hitting insane throws just casually. That was a great performance. It's just there was no help. I mean, you can't give up 200 yards rushing before contact and expect to win. Before. Like, I mean, I'm glad Blake is gone, but you didn't really replace him yet. I know there's still a whole day of drafting, but I'm going to assume that in the second or third round, there's going to be a tackle selected by us, and our immediate needs are not going to be addressed. Simply put, is this a rebuild or is this draft talk? Who knows? Bears apparently win a Super Bowl over the Bills. Seen that a few times, which is really weird. Franchise tag for Aaron Jones. I mean, it works out pretty much the same anyways. I don't see Aaron Jones being the type of guy to hold out. And we're apparently negative 10 mil. Nice. I don't know what the money situation is now, but we did fix Rick Wagner's contract. He was basically making 12 mil per year. Obviously, he made 12 mil for 2 years with us. Take a look at some of the dev-ups. No offensive dev-ups, not even Aaron Jones. Defensively, any dev-ups? Not a singular one. Not even Kirksey, who I thought did probably enough to get one. Well, yeah. Let's sign free agents when we have negative 9 mil in funds. Actually, we're dead even now. 110K cap space. Is it really that soon that Mahomes needs to be re-signed? That is going to be quite the contract over the next whatever years. Well, I mean, there's not really much we can do. This team is dead broke. I can see it, you know? Rodgers, very expensive guy. But you kind of were the ones to do it. So what can you really do? Can't get rid of that contract. It's like, how do you take that hit? You just don't. We got some fifth-year options. Jair Alexander, I think that's a fifth-year option we are actually going to take. Like, I don't think we can afford to, like, full pay him yet. And he's already going to get a lot of money no matter what if we get him re-signed this year or next year. Well, here's the hoping we land a really good draft. Pick 1 goes to the Chiefs, apparently. The Broncos, Chiefs at number 2. We're going to 25. We've seen 2 decent players. There is a DT, a middle linebacker, and a tackle. Whoever is there, we're going to take. It appears that all 3 are there. Middle linebacker is by far the biggest need. However, Shawn McClain does look very good, so we could trade up for him. And we do have Treyvion Thompson, who looks decent, but he is a third-rounder. Enough talking. It's going to be Gabe Flores. You guys can tell with the whole Patrick Queen thing. This guy is an immediate starter and probably going to be the future of this team at linebacker for many, many years to come. Wow, look at it. Please don't tell me the Ravens are going to land a 77 overall right guard in the next year's draft. That would be quite something. So we trade 57, a 4th-round pick next year, and Kirksey for 42. We're also going to give him a 6 this and a 6 next on top of it to make it a little... Ooh, when did we get 2-6? To make it a little bit more even. And then with 10 in the second round, I think this is going to be an amazing steal. Shawn McClain, the right tackle of the future. Yes, he is. 74 overall hidden. I mean, as soon as we say in 74, he is. Whether he's hidden or not, this guy is athletic as hell. Hell, you can pull him at guard if you want to, but that is a steal and a half. And this is kind of situation, I know this is obviously not a real-life class. A lot of you guys have expressed that it's kind of getting boring doing real life, and I think so as well, honestly. Next year class, I think I want to just do more regular rookies. We will throw in, you know, the Trevor Lawrence draft every once in a while, but I do kind of want to do regular rookies, especially a situation like this where really the situation we want to see is how this unfolds up to Love, and then after Love, is Love going to be inheriting a team that can actually win a Super Bowl right away or not? I don't know how this rebuild is going to go, so it doesn't really matter that we have a real-life class now rather than later anyways, so I think it makes sense. I think it's fair. So we traded a 4th this, 5th this, and 6th this to get to 100, so we will at least land one of the players there. And we have traded Devin Funchess to the Dolphins with a 5th round next year to grab their 4th this and 5th this, which I think is fair. Devin Funchess shouldn't even have been on this team anyways because we only signed him to a 1 year in real life anyways. Earl Hudson, he's got good block shed, good tackle, and his strength is decent. If this guy isn't good, I don't know if we're going to go for Norman. I don't know how that makes any sense, but if this guy's not good, well, Norman does have a good combine grade. Whatever, Earl Hudson it is. And, okay, so 71 overall normal. I can't see his power move. It looks like it's 69. I think so. That's not a bad pick. For this team specifically that needs an upgrade, that's an immediate upgrade. It really is. And now with this pick, I don't know if guard's that high on the needs, but Silvers looks pretty solid for a 5th-round player. We're going to take him, and... Oh, he is! A 69 overall hidden player. An absolute steal. We are nailing the draft right now. Hopefully that other DT is there because we honestly could use him as well. Let's take a look. Please be there. If he's not, we're going to trade down. Is he? He is. Dalvin Norman. All right, so... This is insane. How are we having this kind of draft? I know we had a couple of normals in there, but... For the most part, this is wild. I know we also don't have much for next year, but this is insane. For our final trick, we're going to take a random kicker, Zach Duncan. And he's actually pretty solid. 92 kick power, 80 accuracy. Awareness is 46. We're basically never going to upgrade because it's going to be almost all awareness only upgrades. Not a bad pick there either. Question is, are any of these guys better than Star? Flores, we might get lucky. We might get lucky here, and we do not. Star development, though, I'm completely happy with it. This guy may be superstar. He might actually immediately start for Rick Wagner. Star, still probably better than Rick Wagner. We'll see. Hudson. Oh, yeah, Hudson was normal. Silver's hidden. This guy could be one of those superstar steals. He's not, unfortunately. Where's the last guy? Dalvin Norman, who I think just by dev does get a starting job, whereas I don't think we can replace Dean Lowry, so yeah, okay, so they're all star, but it's all right. It's fine. I want to take a look at that tight end because I did have him on my board. I did forget about him a little bit, but still, 76. Okay, he was normal, but he's still amazing. Really good player. I also do want to take a look at that Redskins running back because I think he was an 80 overall. There he is. Of course, he's hitting 21, 6 foot tall. They always have a good running back in the class, don't they? This guy looks wild. Look at how good he looks. Now, let's take a look at that development. Excuse me. If I knew about that, I would have made a trade up to number 1 because we could get rid of Aaron Jones. Because Aaron Jones is expensive. That's the reason why I want to get rid of him. Damn, son. Still, really good pick. And obviously, by us, really good picks as well. So we trade Rick Wagner in a 5th round next year for the Bengals' 4th round pick this year. Not really going to be a huge win for us because the Bengals almost always seem to do really, really well after the first year or two from going for Joe Burrow. And that's pretty much that. Let's take a look at the roster, shall we? This is what the team looks like going into technically the 2nd year after Jordan Love was drafted. Jordan Love, 70 overall now, 22, probably should be 23, but technically we drafted him at 21 years old. Still looks really good, considering he hasn't even started yet. Rodgers, 82 overall. Could be his final year, depends on how well he plays. Can we even get rid of him? What's the release right now? So you save 22, but you lose 31. So at the moment, it's definitely not a viable option. Receivers, Rodgers got to be pretty mad still because, not really getting too much better over the years, but T. Higgins now gets a start in the number 2 spot. Funches was decent, but not really worth a re-signing. And then guard situation, Billy Price still on contract, kind of expensively as a starter, so Silvers will have to sit and wait, but I'm perfectly fine with that. Tight end, maybe Jace takes the next step, but definitely going to be on the radar. And then defensively, shored up pretty nicely. Zach Bond, not a bad little piece. Hasn't been crazy good for us, but, he's about to come into his 2nd year. 72 overall is not bad. He's still young. And then Flores should shoot up in overall, maybe 80 by the end of the year if we're lucky. Pass rushers, I think, are still great. We need Preston to get to superstar so we can play into that contract, make it worthwhile. And then, of course, Zedarius has been Zedarius. He's just an absolute monster. We're going to move A.J. Green up to number 2 because Josh Jackson's had several years to really show what he can do and earn that spot, and he really hasn't shown a whole lot. So A.J. Green, the younger guy, is going to get the chance. Josh Jackson, not small by any means, but I suppose tiny bit smaller than A.J. Green in this situation. A little bit better for the slot, perhaps, I guess. Really, we just have to worry about, what's the situation with Rodgers? Can we afford to keep this team together? As soon as he's gone, I think that's when things will get a little bit better cap-wise, but will the team be good enough for Love to even really do anything with it anyways? All right, let's take a look at these re-signings, and we can barely afford anyone. Let's go. Let's go. Obviously, have to re-sign Devontae. Rodgers would definitely quit at that point if he didn't. Josh Jackson, I think, is definitely worth a contract, so we're going to give him a 3-year deal, I think. So basically, we're locked in at corner for some time now. Hopefully you like what you see because we're locked in. I gave Irvin a 3-year, didn't I? It's not been 3 years already, has it? Aaron Jones, I think we're just going to have to let go, even though he isn't asking for that much. Nah, that's not that much. We're re-signing him. 5-year 35 is actually pretty fair. I think that's exactly what they'll give him in real life. Maybe 5 for 40, maybe. And then J.K. Scott, he's a special teamer, but he is about as good as they get. So we're going to re-sign him to a 3-year deal. And most likely everyone else is going to be gone outside of maybe some of the backups, like the free safety here. Going to the playoffs, are we going to be in them, though? We are not. We go 5-11. It could be time. It might be time. Maybe a little earlier than Jordan Love would have liked in this situation, but it might be time. Of course, it wasn't Rodgers' fault. Great job, Rodgers. He didn't play, insanely well, but 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, 7 picks is not bad by any means. Rushing touchdowns were down very much so. T. Higgins, not a bad step up. Jace, not a bad step, but that could be a dev up, which would be clutch. Devontae, just under 1,000 yards. Still a good season from him. 12 touchdowns. Blocking was actually pretty solid. Defensively, Flores, maybe superstar. We'll see. Kenny Clark, consistently a beast. Sack totals went down. What's his name? Did Zedarius just not play? 1.5 sacks. Why is this game so bad? Am I the only one that gets these numbers? 1,000 downs. He had 1.5 sacks. Oh, God, we missed a lot of kicks. Yeah, we need a new kicker. That is terrible. Any players of the year? Mahomes is a giant. Uh-oh, that's scary. That doesn't look good at all. Really, Flores didn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I am actually a little surprised by that one. And no one cares about anything else. Great. Texans win the Super Bowl re-signings. Once again, we can't really afford too much. Looking at the dev-ups, Jace doesn't go up in dev. Nice. Aaron Rodgers, 38 years old now, 79 overall. He's decent, but this could be his final year with us, unless we can release him now. Can't really save much doing that. But it could be a tough decision in real life here. Be really debating that. Flores doesn't go up in dev. Nobody goes up in dev. Yay! Oh, and on top of it, Amos is starting to regress. Lovely stuff. How hard did he regress? Was he not as high of an overall as I thought? I thought he was an 88. Was he 86? Either way, that's great news. So we can get rid of Billy Turner, who I may have called Billy Price earlier, for a loss of 2, but saving 6. We got Silvers to replace him. Rashawn Gary, let's just say there's a good chance he's a bust, which is just great news. I mean, just love it. Looking to replace tight end because I don't know if we should really re-sign Jace. He's 25, 76 overall, not even start of Element. Might be able to trade him off for like a 5th-round pick if we're lucky. Maybe find a free agent tight end here. If we do see a tight end we like, we're likely to look to trade someone else off, like a Dean Lowry perhaps. Maybe Dean Lowry, maybe Adrian Amos. I don't know. Maybe Preston. Preston can get rid of him. Don't know how much we're going to save here, though. Damn it, not edit. You save quite a bit on Preston. You could get a decent pick off him, at least a 4th, I would say. So it depends on who's here, is what we decide to do with the cap situation. If there's a tight end, we might try to make a move quickly. Jawan Bentley, that would be a decent number 2 middle linebacker for sure. Tight end isn't looking too great here. Jawan Bentley. It's an interesting one. I kind of like it. Yeah, I think we're going to try to make a play for Jawan Bentley. Thing is, can we actually afford to get rid of Preston? We have a top 3 pick. Oh, my Lord. This could be a pass rusher in the draft for us, too. We can also just re-sign Rashawn, who's not much worse than Preston. So we're going to trade off Preston Smith and perhaps someone else. We trade Preston Smith and Dean Lowry for the high 3rd-round pick from the Buccaneers. Well, kind of mid 3rd-round pick, which should allow us to have enough money to go for Jawan Bentley. 12 mil, that's not bad at all. Oh, he wants a lot. We're not the lowball him like some other teams do. Highly doubt he takes it. I'll pay him 10 per, though. We actually did get Jawan Bentley. We actually paid him about 8 per instead, so not a bad signing at all. Actually, about 8.5 per. Not a bad signing at all. New number 1 middle linebacker, perhaps. I know Flores was decent, but you're getting a guy with some experience. He's 26. He's in the prime of his life. And the linebacking situation here is 10 times better. However, you will see, ironically, linebacking position, inside linebacker. The pass rush department did take a little bit of a loss. Preston is definitely better than Rashawn Gary, but we are looking to probably draft a pass rusher in this draft class. Of course, worst comes to worst, Hudson can play left end, so if we don't see someone there that we like, we can do that. Maybe tight end is on the board in the top 10, because I don't think we'll take someone at 3 for tight end, but definitely on our list. It's not a bad situation. Not a bad situation at all. Really depends if Rodgers can maybe get a last-second ring out of it, which would be sick. But yeah, we have potential We do have an extra 3rd round, and we apparently have a 4th round pick. I don't remember how the hell we got some of these things, but we're in a decent spot here. We're in an okay spot. So we have pick 3 in the draft, and there are a lot of things that we can go for. One of them being an outside linebacker who can play pass rush. I think we're going to trade down to the Chargers and see what we can add up here. Hopefully maybe an extra 2nd round pick would be nice. Of course, we have no 5th rounds ever. I guess they're going to get a little bonus. 4th round pick, we gain 6, 38, and 70 to move down 3 spots. They do gain a 4th off of us, and this will likely be QB. Ooh, it's not QB. However, Bradley did look very good, so hopefully our guy's there. His name is Clancy, I believe, and the Patriots still land the quarterback. I told you he was good. 78 overall, Orlando Powers. Ironically enough, the Packers took Jordan Love. Could have had him instead in this scenario, but whatever, man. Demetrius Clancy, a mid-first outside linebacker with a bit of speed. As long as he's star, he's a good pick. And he is. We don't know, but he's at least star, and he would be superstar if the pitchers were the same. Remember, you put the both hands up at superstar X Factor, you put one hand up at superstar. Hopefully that's still the case, but holy crap, this guy looks absolutely nuts. We can trade Rashawn Gary for probably a 3rd round pick as well. We give them 35, 70, and Corey Linsley, who needs a contract because we've seen a center in the 4th round, and even if he's a 70 overall normal, I'm fine with it. So, Linsley's not crazy great anymore. So let's take, here's the center. We do have a wide receiver, Keyshawn Tyler. Oh, he's a late 2nd. We could probably get him in the high 2nd that we have. But Damon Dockett looks really good top skills-wise. Combine report looks great. He's 21. This is it is. I was going to say, this has got to be a surefire hit, and it is. Holy crap. 76 overall hidden. He's not as good as the other tight end we just saw, probably, because obviously we don't know the dev. But holy crap, in this class, he's got to be the best. Keyshawn Tyler, exactly what the Packers are needing. A little fast slot guy. Just want to make sure we're not missing anyone else, though. Who's this guy? Rashad Bruton. Nice. D lineman. Yeah, this guy looks pretty damn good to me. Keyshawn Tyler, welcome to the team, buddy. Please be hidden. Oh, my God. We're killing the draft. Obviously, it helps when you have the 3rd overall pick. Ooh, he's a little faster than I thought he was going to be. I knew the Excel was probably going to be decent, but 93 speed on a 4.47? I guess so. This guy fits this team perfectly. This guy just looks like such a surefire hit that he's probably going to be like 71 overall normal or something, but we're going to take him anyways. I wasn't very off on the overall, but I was wrong on the dev. This has got to be the best set of drafting we've ever had. This is just lucky at this point. Oh, we have pick 9 in the 3rd? Never mind, William Younger. Never mind, we're not going to have to trade up. We're going to actually trade down here. We're going to trade down with the Bills. We're going to gain a 4th round pick to move down to 93. But let's take a look at the draft board. He's not. But the center is Case Atkinson. Welcome to the team. You're going to have to start right away, so be freaking good, dude. I'm done. We're just too... Okay, he's not that good, actually, in fairness. But he does have hidden, which is nice. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I thought I had someone later. I definitely have a fullback. Where is he? Well, I guess we're going to trade down until we get to this fullback. Yeah, we can use this 4th round pick to gain maybe even a 3rd next year if we're lucky. So we trade 109 this and Jace Sternberger for 76 next and 108 next from the Falcons, who do need a tight end. And they get a 69 overall safety. Not bad. You have 29 in the 7th round, but main importance right now is fullback because we don't even have one. And, okay, 73 overall. Of course, normal development, but he looks like a tank. 90 lead block, 78 strength, a little low. Decently fast, though, and 69 rumble out. This guy's pretty damn good. He's actually a really good fullback. Obviously not, hidden, but still, really good player. We're going to take a QB to back up Love in case Rodgers is gone rather soon. Let's move on to the next pick, which, of course, will be just us looking at the draft recap. It is kind of ironic. This is supposed to be the Jordan Love rebuild, but we might not even see much of Jordan Love by the time this is over, especially with this team right now looking very good. Jordan Love is likely to inherit a pretty solid-looking team, I think. And yes, Clancy, that's a huge steal. Absolute monstrosity of a steal. Now, if everyone else is star outside of this guy, and these 2 guys are superstar, damn it, still good pick. That would be a dream. But let's take a look. Keyshawn Tyler, maybe a little steal for him. What's his development? It is star as well. It's fine. I can't believe how many hiddens we landed, though. That's insane. This was a very good draft. It was actually really good. Star development for Harold. I mean, that guard might have been decent as well. Here's the center, Case Atkinson. This is the guy I would love to see a superstar out of as well, though. Star, but still really good. And the pass rusher being superstar is huge. Absolutely huge. Getting rid of Preston turned out to be the right decision. If we didn't have pick 3, we would not have been able to get away with that. But look at this draft. I mean, outside of the Falcons, ironically, this is a really good class. I mean, look at these overalls. Let's see this guy, Raheem. I did have him on my list, but he was a DT. DT is a decent need of ours, but technically all we need is one pass rusher on the inside, so I wasn't too high on him. Superstar development. Okay. Not bad at all, actually. Might even be better. Well, maybe not better than our guy, but in general, pretty damn good pick. But that's not bad. That's a really good draft. Better time than any to suck. I'll tell you what. You know, if it was the year previous, meh kind of draft, this one, definitely worth it. Offensive line actually looks pretty good. You know, you got a young line outside of David Bakhtiari. However, he's superstar, so he's going to last quite a bit. So this line it's set up for the future. Receivers are set up for the future. You know, Devontae's, 28? He's 29. Okay. Might need to be looking at a wide receiver again somewhat soon. And then, tight end is set for the next pretty much decade. And then look at the defensive side of things. Bentley does go down 2 overalls at middle, but overall is a good player. Gary, we are likely to trade because we don't have that kind of money. And even if we did, we would still probably not be able to re-sign him because it doesn't make any sense for us. And then Harold really is just a replacement piece for Adrian Amos, assuming we do let him hit free agency here, which I think we will. I don't think we should trade. Excuse me. When the hell did we get this guy? Star development, 61 overall. He's 25. What a weirdo. I mean, I'll take it, I guess. I was on there. I was like, wait a minute, what? But yeah, I mean, I would love to get something for Adrian Amos, but it's a safety. Best we're getting for Adrian here is like a 4th in real life terms, while a guy like Gary, still a lot of potential, young, definitely can get a 3rd round off of him without a doubt, especially a former just about top 10 pick who didn't really get his chance to shine yet. And, we're pretty set. We have some future going for us here. And, yeah, I would trade to the Bengals, but they actually solved their pass rush situation nicely. We trade Rashawn Gary and a 7th round pick to the Jags for 76 in the 3rd round. But yeah, I mean, we're pretty set. We just got to set up the lineup, and maybe Rodgers, like we said, gets that last chance ring. Really would love to see Rodgers retire with 2 rings. Maybe as a person, maybe not, but as a true talent in the NFL, definitely, and obviously as a Packers fan. But yeah, I've definitely seen over the years I can kind of see why Rodgers gets a decent bit of hate, I think people hate him for the wrong reasons, but the people that actually do hate him for the reasons of, the way he acts, his ego, fair enough. But, there's people that just hate him because they're like, he's not good. It's like, man, he's good. It's just, he is kind of a douche nozzler. So we have some re-signings, and Jair is on the top of the list for that one. We are definitely going to give him that money. 5-year, $81 million, which probably, it's pretty fair for him. Ellen Jenkins, we're going to give him a 4-year deal worth about 45, just about 46. Adrian Amos, like I said, I think we're going to let him go. Darnell Savage, we're going to give him a 5-year deal as well. And then, even though Za'Darius is kind of expensive, I don't want to give him a 4-year, but if he's willing to take a little bit more money for 3, I think we're just going to have to tag him because 4 years is quite a bit at 29. All right, if we win, we're in the playoffs, and we lose. Now, the freaking crazy part about this is we actually did bench Aaron Rodgers. We benched him. There was a 3-game losing streak. We benched him after this. I'll show you guys. I'll show you the stats. You can see Rodgers here, 179 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick. We benched him, and then Jordan Love comes in and wins 3 straight games. 3 straight games, and then he loses the final one, could not turn it around. But I think with that being said, there's no other thing to do than to let Rodgers go after this season. So the Jordan Love era has just about begun. Not terrible performances coming in, in relief of him out of nowhere. We'll take a look at the full-blown stats. You can see here, kind of right to to replace him or to bench him. You could see not looking good. Not looking good at all. 23 touchdowns, 11 picks, 349 passing attempts, and he only hit 258 of them. I suppose that's not bad, but for Madden, it's not great. 30, same percentage for Jordan Love, who's supposed to be so much worse. 2,800 yards. Aaron Rodgers just straight up benched. Aaron Jones should be superstar. Higgins, no touchdowns, but the yards at 1,000, maybe superstar. I don't know. Blocking wasn't even bad either. The youngster Silvers didn't even allow a single freaking sack. I mean, there should have been no reason for Rodgers to play as badly as he did, yet he did. Kicking Duncan a little bit better this year. He's going to have to be the kicker of the future for now. Tyler does get a kick return touchdown. Take a look at MVP. Kyler Murray wins MVP, which is nice for him. Any other award wins? Clancy at number 3. Close. Best running back, Aaron Jones. Pro Bowler, nice. Offensive lineman, David Bakhtiari, number 2. DB, no. Kicker, no. So we missed the playoffs, unfortunately. However, it looks like Rodgers is finally done. Terrible way to end his career, but it happened. It just simply happened. It was there. You knew there was a chance it could happen. And Jordan Love is finally ready to start. And Aaron Rodgers, I believe, just straight up retired. I believe he did. Let's take a look. He did, after 18 years, has decided to call it quits. Perfect timing, I suppose. At least he knew when to hang it up. He didn't keep pushing on, even though, he felt like he could or this or that. He called it. He said, I'm not good anymore. I'm done. He was honest with himself, and you got to at least respect that. Let's take a look at the dev-ups. I didn't even get to see. But Jordan Love is going to start his Packers career as a 75 overall, 24-year-old, technically 25 in real life. Aaron Jones does move up to a superstar, so he now has a superstar running back, jukebox, and human joystick. What a pull at that. That is insane. Higgins, 84 overall. Devontae still balling. Tyler is 77. Dockett, 82. O-line, there's a little bit more to be desired, but still it's good. The left side is absolutely locked. The right tackle's not bad. Right guard, didn't allow a single sack. And then the center, he is new, so give him some time. Looking at the defensive side of things, no dev-ups at all. And Za'Darius does take a bit of a hit in regression, which is why we did not want to give him that long-term deal. But he's still good, so we're going to give him the tag for sure. Flores is only 1 overall behind Bentley. Clancy is an 80 overall to finish the season. Not bad at all. This team is in a good spot. Of course, we're going to lose Amos, but we do have a Harold to replace him who's, 23? Plenty of potential there. So, yeah, this team is built really well. We need a defensive lineman and maybe start looking at wide receiver yet again. I'm a number 1 wide receiver in the future. Obviously, we're developing Higgins to be that, hopefully. But, yeah, not a bad situation. We put Love in what we would assume to be the best situation. I mean, he looks like he's in a good spot with us right now, so we'll see what he can do. I offered him a 1-year, $20 million deal. He didn't want to take it, so he's going to play under the tag, 1 year, 20. I think his tag is a little bit more than we offered him, though, for a guarantee, so I suppose it's not the worst situation for him. And then let's get some of these backups. We need some depth. All right, so looking at the free agents, you got a guy like Mecole Hardman. Not a bad choice. Higgins, true number 1. Mecole Hardman at number 2, perhaps. And we've seen the speed demons have been able to succeed even in a more starting role rather than just a slot-type guy. Logan Ryan as an X factor. I'm really debating on this. 85 overall, that's not bad. It's a little premature, though. Devontae probably has at least another 2 seasons in him. I think we should probably hold off here. Debating on going for Trent, a 1-year deal. I mean, this team with Rodgers gone has a lot of money now. There is cash flowing at every freaking angle. We're going to have enough money to get some backups. Preston Smith is gone for the... Who the hell did we trade him to? Can't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, let's maybe look at kicker as well. Eddie Pinheiro, no thank you. Jake Elliott, maybe. So looking at some of the signings, we got Matthew Ioannidis, we got Greedy Williams and Jalen Thompson for some depth, and then we got Joey Sly. We offered another kicker and he didn't sign, so Matthew Ioannidis is a huge addition to the team and will immediately make this team better. Ironically enough, this team is getting really solid after Rodgers is basically gone, so like this year or a year from now, this team will be easily the best in the league. Hell, you could even make a case for it right now to be the best in the league, so I mean, Jordan Love might have a chance to have an early Super Bowl in his career. Who knows? So ironically, Jordan Love is on a 5th-year contract option, and we're going to give it to him because we don't want to have to start signing anybody until we know if they're the answer or not. All right, so we're in the draft. We have pick 16, and there is an offensive lineman. There's a guard and a tackle that we have on the list. So I'm hoping that they just keep falling, because if they do, then we can make a trade up and take one. There is one of them. I think the Saints will pass. I don't know about the Titans, though. And the Vikings, I think they might actually take them. It says they need a left tackle. Our guy's a right tackle, so maybe we can get away with it. We give them pick 16, Tyree Cleveland, and 67 next year for 10. I think that's a completely fair trade. At least Tyree might actually have a chance to start now. And with this pick, we will most likely be taking a lineman. Who's Sam Scott? Why is he on my list? To be fair, Shawn Peterson is our guy, and he does look better. Although 23 years old versus 22 is not much better. We also do have a quarterback, Mr. James Hardy, and he looks very good, which once again is ironic because we're pretty much stuck with Love at this point. But we're going to go LaShawn Peterson. 44 bench press reps is insane. 79 overall. I don't know how that guy would be able to beat this. So this is a huge win. He is 6'5", 332. He's not super... Actually, I don't know. Was he super athletic? Because he could play guard maybe, and then we move everyone kind of inside a little bit. I don't know. Kind of thinking about that guy as a replacement for Bakhtiari when he's gone. But it is a little premature, so I don't know. But we just can't let this guy not start, so we'll see. Sam Scott goes right after, 76 overall to the Titans. The Titans are like, well... At least we got somebody. Chris Bacon is a late second. He skipped the combine, so I'd be willing to take him for sure. We do also have a cornerback, Antonio Bradham. Corner's not really that big of an issue, but holy crap, does that guy look good. 23 years old. If he was 21, I think we'd go for him, but since he's 23, and like I said, Bacon's 21. Like I said, we don't really need corner that badly. I think we're just going to move down to... Let's go down to 32. Technically, one in the second round. And if Bacon is there, which hopefully he is, we'll trade up yet again. Bacon is there, so we will be trading up. We trade 48, 85, and a right tackle for 33, which I think is definitely fair. And this pick will be Mr. Chris Bacon, almost Crispy Bacon, but it's close enough. And, okay, maybe you guys are right about this whole combine skipping thing. This guy's insane. He could play freaking edge rusher. He's ridiculous. Well, he's going to start over the right end we have, even though the guy is star. So we're probably going to look to... Well, actually, no, we're not going to look at a trade him because Matthew Ioannidis might be gone. Terry Hampton, late second. Okay. Middle linebacker, Bentley is... How old is he? He's about 28 now. I don't know if that's actually a huge need for us. Wide receiver, Troutman, he's 21. I think at the end of the day, we'll go to 14. It doesn't really... I don't think there's anyone we glaringly need to trade up for. All right, so we have pretty much all of our players here. We do have a backup tight end. I don't think that's a huge need. He's a blocker, so not a bad player because we could use a blocking tight end around here, but it's going to be between one of these three. So you have a guy who is mid-4th, a guy that you would probably have to select around now, Potts, who you could probably wait on, and then Peters, who you could definitely wait on. I definitely want Peters anyways. You know what? Actually, let's trade down a little bit. Let's trade down. We get 111 and 143 from the Eagles, which I don't know how much of a robbery that was. Probably quite a bit of a robbery it was. But let's take Mr. Do we take Eric Troutman? That sounds like a Breaking Bad character, no? It's almost like Ermin Troutman. Yeah, that's close. Yeah, let's take him. Screw it, 5'11". He is... Okay, 72 overall. He's normal, but he's 21. He has a lot of time. This Packers team is really preparing for the future right now, and not terrible picks. Not terrible picks at all. If that pass rusher is there, we maybe should have just went to round 4 and then traded up, because we do have a lot of 4th-round picks. And if we miss all these players, it's going to be sad. He's there, thankfully. Stanley Peters A- finesse, 21 years old, another guy you could wait on. He is also normal, but he's got a lot of, he's got a huge ceiling. This is another amazing draft. Of course, we didn't get really that many players that are going to immediately start, but it's a great draft regardless. We ended up trading 2 fourths and a 6th for a 3rd next year to the Bengals. And now with pick 15, we'll take some random player, I suppose. We take free safety Keyshawn Buggs, 21 years old, 220, 6 foot tall. Yeah, not a great pick. I mean, outside of free agency, there's not a whole lot we can do to get better. All right, let's take a look at these rookies, see what development we're looking at. This guy looks like an absolute star. Could be superstar, speaking of. Well, he does look like an absolute star because he is star. Chris P. Bacon. We're calling him Chris P. Bacon. I don't really care. New starting right end. Got to change that number, though. That's disgusting. Another star development. I was a little shocked that he wasn't better than star, to be honest. 96. I guess we'll do that for now. Troutman. Actually, we didn't land a single hidden outside of those guys, so either way, it was a really good draft. This is what the roster looks like for Jordan Love's first starting year. Once again, this is a very good-looking roster, and I expect a playoff season from him. I know it's early, but I still expect one, and if he can deliver, he might be on his way to becoming, a guy that everyone has to apologize about. I'm sorry, hey, we should have let Goody do what he does, and we'll see. Is this the right decision? We're finally getting to see if this was the right decision or not. All these years of waiting, can it be done? All right, looking at negotiations, Zadarius Smith is obviously on the list. T. Higgins, we will give a 5-year deal to because he's definitely being groomed as the number 1. 10 mil per isn't bad for a guy that as young as he is. AJ Green, another guy that we'll give him the 5-year deal. I don't know if I feel super confident with him becoming, a true number 2, but right now that's the best we have. Zach Bond, I think a 2-year, $5 million deal is actually very fair for him, and he's happy to sign. So we actually are in a decent cap space situation. Re-sign AJ Green, and we're pretty much ready to go. Maybe tag Zadarius one more time. We'll see. And headed to the playoffs, we are with a bye week. Yes, we have one. We went 13-3 with Jordan Love at the helm. Is there actually even a sliver of a chance that this man brings us a title in his very first year starting? Is this a possibility? Mahomes did it just about first year. Can Jordan Love do it? This is a little bit high in the picks. This kind of reminds me of Rodgers' start to his career as well. Not a bad first season, a little high in the pick category, but a really good season nonetheless. By far a great season. Better than most of the ones we've seen from Rodgers in this rebuild. One of the seasons was decent from Rodgers, even though it wasn't really his fault that they sucked. Looking at the defensive side, any sacks? Zadarius back on top. There you go. So interior doing well. Exterior, though, Clancy, yikes. Joey Sly, a little bit of an improved season over the previous kicker, the youngster. Looking at MVP, where was Love? He wasn't on the list, really. Number 6 for NFC, though. Defensive Player of the Year, no. Flores, number 6. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Bacon, no. So close. Jordan Love, though, he did win Best QB for the NFC, which is huge. It's huge. You see Herbert on the Saints there. I don't know if Chargers drafted a bust. What's the story there? But you can see we are very high on the list for a lot of these awards. So with the bye week included, Jordan Love actually could take this team to the Super Bowl in his very first year starting. I'm telling you, this Packers team, it's great. It's really good. This is one of the more complete teams we've made in recent memory. Jordan Love, what overall is he? 82 overall with the +3 to morale. Not bad. He's young still. Overall, XP doesn't take that much to get him up. Offensive line starting to get there. Devontae Adams, probably a 98 overall, right? Yeah, 98. It's usually very hard to get someone to a 99 in general. It's been a while since we had someone get to a 99, and he started off pretty high. Obviously, he started off a little older, but this team is looking good. I mean, I don't know if I believe it'll be a Super Bowl winning team, but it wouldn't shock me if we actually did pull it off here, especially going against the Cardinals here. This should be just about a free shot to the championship. I knocked out the QB re-signing thing. I would love to see how much Jordan Love's going to want. Probably about 20 per, which is, I suppose, fair. 89 overall to the Cardinals, 84. Cardinals, speaking of, really good steal in the draft. That is, I am surprised. A bit of a snow game. Arizona should not be ready for this at all. The Bengals win. They move on. Arizona should not be ready for that. We should smoke them, if we're being honest. Huge first, pretty much one-play touchdown there. Although defense is kind of struggling. Kind of sucks. 17-14, 24-14. Start of the second half. 31-14. Offense is looking pretty good. 38-14. 45-14. 48. Jesus. 48-21. What a damn score. Jordan Love move is paying off. That is the most touchdowns I've seen in a while. That is probably the best playoff performance from a quarterback we've seen. At least top 3 in a rebuild all year, maybe. Maybe I'm a little high on this because I'm a Packers fan, but I don't remember seeing a 6-touchdown, 0-pick performance with over 400 yards, only missing 9 out of just about 40 throws. Jesus, Jordan Love, are you really gonna pull this off? This is wild. Gotta love when me, the Packers fan, the huge Rodgers fan, makes Rodgers look bad in a rebuild. Yeah, it is what it is. Not my fault. If Rodgers wanted to do better, your fault, dude. Do better, man. Let's see what our chances of making the Super Bowl are. We'll find out right now when we see the team drop. Ooh, the Giants. Okay, so it could have been worse, but the Giants do have quite a bit of history with beating us in the postseason, and in general, history with doing well in Madden rebuilds. Let's see, who do they have to beat to get here? Wild card. No, they didn't have a wild card. They played the Saints, beat them by 6, so we were the most convincing at least. 87, ooh, a little bit higher than I want. Oh, yeah, Mahomes. Unfreaking likely, dude. 0 chance that happens in real life. 0. Even if you have to pay Mahomes $50 million per year, I'm doing it. To be fair, the cap does increase quite dramatically. Another snow game. Giants aren't super, they're not like the Cardinals where they're not ready for this. They are 100% ready for this situation. Excuse me, end of the game. That's like the end of the first play. Huge rushing touchdown by the Giants. We come back strong as we do. Offense looking good. 21-7. Halftime 28-7. Aaron Jones loving his new QB. This team is going straight off. I can't believe this. Is Jordan Love the answer? Okay, dude. All right. Of all the Jordan Love content we've had this year, ironically, like I would say of all the rookie QBs, this is the guy we gave the most love to. Ironic love. He goes to the Packers, ironically. Both QB running backs, 179. A little bit less yards per carry for Aaron Jones, but he did have a little bit less long runs. We ran the ball a lot. We ran the ball over 40 times if you count the rushes from the QB. Take a look at the sack totals. Nothing really there to mention. Jair with a pick. Okay, I mean, here we are. This is... You knew there was a chance this could happen. Rodgers retires instantly. Jordan Love takes him to the Super Bowl. Great news. This wouldn't even be... You know how many... Like... The Packers really shouldn't have that much hate against them because they're like the only publicly owned team. There's no owner backing them. And, it's not a big corporation, basically, kind of. But I wouldn't even respond. I would be like, you know what? 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, well, quote-unquote Hall of Fame quarterbacks here in a row. I can't even be mad at the people that are mad. I can't. Look at some of they got Watt and Chris Harris Jr., guys near the end of their career. This should be... Did we really just win a Super Bowl year 1? There's no way. All right, going to the end of the game, we're used to having a good, quick start, and they can't get much quicker than that. An instant, long pass down the field for a touchdown would appear. The Bengals are still in it. We're usually smoking and there it goes. 28-10. Oh, the Bengals are still in this thing. And never mind, Jordan Love is apparently... okay, that was a little close at the end. Jordan Love's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. I'm already proclaiming it. Look at this. A Super Bowl win in his very first start. How the hell are all these QBs all over the place? Tua Tagovailoa over Joe Burrow here, apparently. Not by draft, but maybe free agency. You do see the rookie quarterbacks go to free agency quite often for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't care about that. I care about the fact that Jordan Love, in his first year as a starter, 24, real life would be technically 25 years old, is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and the entire NFL outside of the Chiefs, even though in this universe the Chiefs don't have Mahomes, are absolutely pissed. Maybe the Ravens as well. I'm trying to think of all the teams with a QB that... A couple of teams. Maybe the Seahawks, I guess. But most of the teams in the NFL are pissed. The Packers have done it once again. 3 straight potential Hall of Famers. 3 Super Bowls from those guys. Well, would like to see a bit more Super Bowl titles, in fairness. But still, success flowing through Green Bay. I would be ecstatic to be wrong. But I still think this is probably early for Jordan Love. And yeah, maybe if they didn't resign Rodgers so recently, it would make a little more sense. But you did. You're stuck with him no matter what you want to say, unless he decides to retire on his own, which is unlikely. But here in this universe, it turns out to be a good decision, and hopefully it does in real life. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This was a really good rebuild, actually. I am not disappointed with this rebuild in even any aspect. This turned out well. I would have maybe liked to see us not win the Super Bowl here so we could do another year, but yeah, that's peak performance. We're not getting any better than this. Maybe if you guys want to see it in the future, we'll do maybe a 5 more years or something like that on this rebuild to see how many bowls Love can win with this team. But overall, I think we've completed it. I think we've done well. Let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see next. I think Cardinals are very high on my list because they were the biggest surprise of the draft. Not really biggest, but I don't think a lot of people had Simmons going to them. So, you know, it is kind of a surprise pick. So at the end of the day, I suppose it makes sense. Why not? But yeah, Cardinals number 1, and then obviously by the end of the night tonight, maybe we'll have a different one. Maybe the Patriots will go with QB early in round 2. Just let me know in the comment section below what team you want to see next. We've already done Joe Burrow. We've already done Chase Young. We've already done 2 out of the Dolphins. I think we just recently did Herbert to the Chargers. So if you want to see those are already uploaded. We on the ball early as hell. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr. Maybe check out the second channel, PKR Plays. And I think we'll be streaming tonight pretty late on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. I can't guarantee it because I didn't sleep well today. Maybe I can get a nap in beforehand. But yeah, maybe a stream there. Anyways, more videos tomorrow. And maybe a rebuild on Sunday, if not Monday. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!